Hello there, travelers. Traveling Irishman here at Tortilla Flats, Arizona. Tortilla Flats, Arizona was an old stagecoach for the Roosevelt Dam in 1904. This is the last remaining stagecoach in Arizona. So let's go take a tour of it and we'll show you what it's all about. Well, travelers, a little history about the Tortilla Flat. Tortilla Flat didn't come into existence until after the road to the Roosevelt Dam began construction in 1903. No one knows exactly for sure when Tortilla got its name or how it got it. Tortilla Flat is tucked into a remote, rugged area, and it is hard to identify the first settlement. There is first recorded uses of the name Tortilla Flat, which occurs in the Arizona Republican newspapers in 1904. John Klein, a 95-year-old pioneer of the Tonto Basin of Arizona, was recalled saying some citizens of the Tonto Basin country had been to Phoenix for supplies, but on their way back to Tonto, they camped on the flat across the creek. That night it rained and they were waterbound and had to stay there for several days. But in the meantime, the food ran out except for some flour, so they made tortillas. One of John Klein's party named this place Tortilla Flat. In its early years, before automobiles could safely travel the Roosevelt Road, Tortilla Flat was a stagecoach stop where travelers rested and horses were changed. Well, travelers, let's go eat and check out more of the town of Tortilla Flat. Alright guys, so we got what's called these rib tips here.
Did we decide on anything else? Or you guys?
We're still working on that.
Yeah. Let me grab those beers, okay?
Not too bad on the rib tips.
I bet this footage is going to get really good until we run into that Camry. The one that stopped every 5 minutes, 5 seconds.
That was called a local beer here. I'm not sure if they brew their own or not, but it's called the Snake Venom. It's an amber beer. Pretty good. So I got the Tortilla Flat, which I'm going to read it off to you guys. This is the story begins in 1904. Our first dish ever, locally made, flour tortilla, mixed cheese, enchilada sauce, chorizo, diced tomato, red onion, shredded lettuce, cilantro, and cotija cheese. I thought it was a taco. Does this look like a taco to you? I do not think so. However, it does look delicious. And I'm going to eat it all up. Traveling Duo got like street tacos, which I thought I got.
We got the Prospector.
And she got the Prospector, which is, what is that?
Pulled pork.
Pulled pork. This place is known for their barbecue. We're going to dig in. We'll give you guys a review on how this tastes. It's like eating a tostada. Looks like pizza tostada almost. Pretty crazy. Pretty good. You guys approve of the food, huh? I was kind of wondering on the price because it was like $14.95 for this. I'm going for a taco? Pretty expensive. Now I can see why. Let's go on the bar with this food. Let's see if we can get a little history for you guys about as well as the dollar bills, what they all mean, and I'll give you that to you guys here in a little bit, hopefully. Well, travelers, we got Chris here, the owner of Tortilla Flats. We're going to go ahead and ask him a few questions about the history of this place. Chris, let's start it off here. So how did the Tortilla Flats restaurant get started, and where did all these dollar bills in around here?
Well, it's a lot of free wallpaper, actually. No, so the dollar bill is actually an old prospector tradition.
Okay.
And best we know, it started in the 1840s with the California Gold Rush.
Okay.
And folks, as they were giving up their last little bit and going out to, these awesome journeys of entrepreneurship, they left their last dollar behind so that no matter what happened to them, they'd come home to a dollar bill, they'd come home to whiskey and a woman. so that at least they could think about what their next step was.
Okay.
And so Tortilla, being in a prospecting area, is just something that naturally gravitated here. We don't know why the tradition started at Tortilla itself. We do know that we have pictures in 1979 that show no dollar bills on the wall, and we have pictures in 1983 with dollar bills on the wall. So somewhere in the middle.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
And with Tortilla being the unique town that it is, we don't have records, we don't have a town hall. We have a very interesting tradition of history that's an oral tradition, found letters, found pictures, and so what we know about Tortilla is more of a copy and paste approach than an actual true linear historical understanding. So we know we've got a 4-year blank, but hopefully, but it's been neat, folks. We have over 100 countries on the wall, and we collect in the neighborhood of 4 to 5 5-gallon buckets a year full of dollar bills, and we put them up every year. So there's some places that are 10, 12 bills thick. There's some places that are 2 or 3 bills thick.
Now, do you know how many dollar bills approximately would be on a rough estimate or on your wall? How much money you have on your wall?
Right? That's my retirement fund.
Your retirement fund.
No, we think about 500,000.
Okay.
So the last estimate that was done about 10 years ago was 300,000 to 400,000.
Okay.
So you think 10 years later, $500,000.
Oh, with inflation.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. But we haven't actually counted them, and we never will.
All right. Now, I noticed there's an influx of bikers here. Now, being an old stagecoach town with the dam and everything, how did that transition from, I guess, cow town to biker town?
Yeah. Well, bikes are very important to us here, but it's not the only thing we do. We're a family first establishment, and we're a community first establishment. And the bikers, I throw in the one category, and that's the road warrior category. Because what we see out here is we see folks that want to get on a gorgeous road and drive. So it's driver's territory.
Okay.
And we see car clubs, Corvette clubs, Porsche clubs, McLaren clubs, Harley clubs, sport bike clubs. Then we see the minivan clubs. The folks that are just coming out just to have a great family day. One of our small prides, and it's such a silly thing, but every kid that has a meal here, we give them a big old cowboy hat. And so we really try to be that destination for everybody, because you either come because you want to see the West, that real, true, honest to God history.
Right.
You come because you want a kick butt road to drive on and push your car. You want to come do some great hiking. You want to get in the lake and do some swimming. You want to do some camping, some shooting. It's open forest behind us, so it's open
Canyon
shooting.
Lake, right?
Yeah, right. So we've got a lot of RVers that are up here. We got a lot of boaters that are up here. We got a lot of just day trippers. So we're pretty agnostic to who sees us. But folks, really the experience of coming to Tortilla is what drives most of our visitation.
All right. Now, if you had to name your top food item here, what would you name, and what would it be?
It'd definitely be our burgers.
Burgers, really?
Yeah, for sure, man. We have a really special burger. I'm a burger aficionado is the wrong word, but a good cheeseburger is like life. Like there's nothing.
I'd say a burger connoisseur.
Yeah,
Personally, I'm a big burger myself. Oh yeah.
I mean, there's nothing. It doesn't matter how many times you've had a cheeseburger. But every time you're still excited to have a cheeseburger.
Yeah, of course.
So a burger to me, it's got to taste and eat a very certain way, and it's not about putting a good steak in there. It's about having good meat, the right kind of meat, the right kind of grind. So our meat comes out of the Midwest, comes out of Iowa. It's 2 cows blended into one patty. It's a Holstein cow and an Angus cow, 50-50 cow, blended into an 80-20 fat burger. It's grass finished, fresh, never frozen. It's just a great piece of meat. But more importantly, it's a great hamburger because it's the right kind of meat with the right kind of grind. Because a burger is supposed to be a little greasy. It's supposed to be a little gritty. It's supposed to not eat like a steak. So I'm really proud of those burgers.
Now, how long have you owned this restaurant?
About a year and a half.
Year and a half.
Yeah. So we own the town.
Okay.
So we have 9.5 acres we control.
Are you one of the population of 6 that live here?
Not personally, no.
Not personally, no.
But we do indeed. We have folks that live here 365, 24/7.
Okay.
There's levels of the property you guys don't see.
Right.
And we don't like to share about them, because we don't want folks getting places that we're not maintaining for safety reasons. But you're only seeing a third of our property. So we have what we call the infrastructure level, and we've got our because we're a full rated utility. You flush it, I scrub it. We don't have an active sewer system. You know, we don't have a septic system. We have a sewer plant that does just like City of Phoenix, City of Scottsdale. Same process, just on a much smaller scale.
Okay.
We are a water utility, so we produce our own water here, solve our own waste problems. Our power actually comes from the hydroelectric dams here in the Salt River. So our power's local, our water's local, so we bring in food, we bring in t-shirts. Other than that, we're really our self-supporting, sustaining little town out in the middle of nowhere. So it's pretty cool. It's a pretty crazy journey.
What made you take ownership of it?
Insanity.
Insanity?
No, it was never an on-purpose thing. Tortilla found us. True story. And it found me kicking and screaming. I would love to tell you this really fun story, but I can tell you my passion today, and why I love this town and why it's our town. It's not just mine. We have, there's more than just me, but it's our town. It's the coolest. It's the coolest thing I'll ever do for the rest of my life. There's nothing cooler I'll ever do. And we're touching. Here's the weight: 130 years of European American history, and there's literally dead babies buried on that hill because people live their lives here and they bury their children here. Okay. So this isn't just like, hey, we run a restaurant. This is like, hey, yeah, we run a restaurant, but we're in charge of like real history, and we're protecting and preserving real experiences. Right. And how disrespectful would it be for us to go plow that hill because I wanted to plow the hill and not respect that life that was left there, So there's this really interesting weight, that you're trying to honor what our business needs are, because we are a profitable business and we have that need. But the reason we're here is because of what this was and what it, used to be. And so that heritage is how we make money, so to speak. So preserving, protecting that heritage is the most important thing I do.
One last question for him. Annually a year, how many people do you think come here and visit Tortilla Flats? Just visit here.
Well, so in a normal year, a non-COVID year,
right.
I gotta do some math here.
Carry the wine and the two.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not that smart, guys. I want to answer this question because now I'm curious. Quarter million people a year.
250,000 people a year. Well, Chris, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you for the opportunity.
If you guys are out here in Tortilla Flats, definitely check out the restaurant and say hello to Chris if he's there. And have a great time. Safe travels, guys. We'll see you on the next episode.
God bless.